Jess Nichols and Susan Chilton may not be celebrities, but they are stars in their own way, taking on the challenges of a Woodland Skills course. Taking on something entirely out of your comfort zone is maybe just as tough as a bush tucker trial, but in terms of mental health and well-being, the results are worth it.
The togetherness that you feel, like we felled a tree together, and I never expected in my life to fell a tree. I mean, it's only a small tree, but that sort of sense of achievement and togetherness that we all get together is so wonderful.
It really helped me be with a group that also have the same issues as me and not having to panic that I might act a bit weird or a bit strange, having that comfort of like, you know, everybody's kind of in similar situations as me and I can just be myself and be in nature in a beautiful place.
The meeting point between the mind and the natural world, the perfect space to develop a sense of well-being and confidence, surrounded by others going on the same journey.
For a lot of people, even being in outdoors can be quite threatening, particularly in a strange location. And it's very much about creating situations where people can do things that make them feel good about themselves. Not me, you, everyone. We need times in the day when we can step back and say, look what I just done.
Being outside, connecting with nature is really important for mental well-being. And the other thing that's really important about it is that people get to meet new people that they've from all different walks of life, different ages, and then they come together as a team, and over the weeks of the course they bond and they have new experiences.
For those who've taken part, it's been a huge confidence booster.
People, they're going through different things in their lives, so they don't feel like they fit in, but when you're together here, and like they were saying before, you can talk to people about anything because they understand.
We're encouraged to find our own nice piece of the woods to sit in and meditate sort of thing, and then at the end, to show that it was over, we do a wolf howl, which was just fun.
Really? You get to do a wolf howl?
Oh! Bit like that, but louder, yeah.
It's a very successful partnership. No one wants to get out of here. Ian Lang, ITV News, Bodfari. Hey, for the first easy one first, your name is?
Rod Waterfield.
Waterfield, as Waterfield. What's your role here?
I manage the Woodland Skills Centre here in Bodfari.
Okay, very briefly, what is it? What does it do and how big is it?
We have a 50-acre site, mainly woodland, but we've also got heritage orchard, allotments, vineyard, medicinal herb garden, arboretum, wildflower meadows, tree nursery and other stuff. For the last nearly 40 years we've been running courses in traditional crafts, but we were very much aware, I mean, we believe strongly in preserving traditional crafts. We don't want our grandchildren just to see things in a museum and say, what was that? Who made it? How? Why? But the reality is that most of the courses we run attract a very non-representative group of people, and it's lovely to have them here, but we're a community-owned social enterprise and we're always looking to engage with sections of the community who wouldn't normally come here because they don't have the transport, they don't have the cash, they don't know about us or whatever. And we have a big social prescribing program here. We work with adults with complex disabilities, with mental health problems, adults with dementia, adults with autism. We have a big program working with youngsters who've been excluded from school. And we have them up here and do things with them. Our first aim really is to have a good social experience, that people enjoy being here. And when we're asked by commissioning bodies about outcomes, and they give us pages and pages of tick lists, and I say, no, there's only 2 outcomes. They leave with a smile on their face and they come back next time. And if you can achieve that, that's really good. So we've been working with Mind for, I think, about 7 or 8 years now, running this 8-week course. And it's a social opportunity. People come together, they come here. We spend quite a lot of time drinking tea and eating biscuits and talking. We go outside. There's the benefit of the outdoors, being in the outdoors, being in what's a beautiful Not for nothing is this an area of outstanding natural beauty. It's a lovely location. We learn about wildlife, we learn about woodland management, we learn about sustainable use of the countryside, and that's so important. For centuries we've been taking and taking and taking, and all we've put back into the environment is our rubbish, and we've really now got to think about getting the balance right. And we like people to learn new skills and to make things that they can take home.
Okay, very, very broadly, why are we here? What's all this about?
Well, the Coppice Products is a chance for people to really get out and try something that's outside their comfort zone. Being outside, connecting with nature is really important for mental well-being. And the other thing that's really important about it is that people get to meet new people that they've from all different walks of life, different ages, and then they come together as a team, and over the weeks of the course they bond and they have new experiences. And one of the things we believe is that positive experiences build positive mental health. So it's just a lovely place to be here. The team here are really, really supportive, and they're really committed to environmental sustainability, and you know, people can connect with nature in a way that perhaps some people might never have done before.
But like I'm a celebrity.
Maybe.
Connecting with nature.
Maybe, yeah, but for some people, we had one person and he said, oh, I don't know what's going to happen if it snows. And then it did snow, and he said it was the most beautiful experience he'd ever had in his life. But before, he was afraid, you know, he thought, oh, it'll be I might fall over, I'll be too cold, all these things. You think about all the negative aspects of something that's going to happen, but actually we come here and we go out in all weathers, and people realise that it's usually not as bad as you think. If you're looking out the window, you might think, oh, I can't go out in that, but you put your hat and coat and you go out and you have a different experience, something that you don't usually do.
I mean, in terms of the mental health, is a huge range. Are there any particular areas, people with particular issues or worries that you bring here?
Well, as you say, there's a really wide range of issues, and I think the most important thing is that people realise that although they might be a different age or they might have had a different background, everybody's got their own things that they're working on, and so they have that in common. We all have that in common.
And have you seen any real differences? Have you seen, from start to finish?
People really come out of themselves when they're here. Like last time we were here, people learned how to fell a tree, and that's not something I would have done if I hadn't come here. And the empowerment of being able to fell a tree when you might have lacked confidence before is just amazing. People learning to use an axe. People making something, you know, they make something from nothing, it's from nature, and you make it into something and you can take it home. We made mallets and spatulas and hazel hurdles. We made some of the willow woven fencing over here around the wildflower meadow. And it's lovely, so people have got things to take home, and they've left a legacy for everyone else after they've been.
And I suppose that's the thing, isn't it? People go around telling them, when they're isolated, they're not with other people, they go around telling themselves stories about themselves, which very often have no foundation in truth whatsoever, but you believe it, and what you say is, look, you can do this is possible.
Exactly, and it's like having the confidence, you know, being encouraged to take that step outside your comfort zone and try something in a supportive environment, and then you realise that you can achieve so much more than you thought. And even as you say, those internal conversations, if you don't have anyone to measure that up against, there's nothing to put a stop to that conversation. Whereas if you chat it through with other people and you realise, well, they sometimes feel like that, and it's, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with me, you know, and things can change as well.